Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is Dom back again for another video, another episode. It's not the world's most thought-provoking talk show yet, but it's just another episode. So today what I want to talk about is the hardest thing about being a captain, right? Not a lieutenant, basically just being a captain. And I have been a captain for a little over a year now. I've been a captain. And so I can kind of see the differences. I would say that my first job, so I became a captain in CCC, right? And then after that, I went to the Q course, and obviously, you know, I got dropped the last week of the Q course. And then now I'm here in Korea actually working my first job as a logistics captain. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, to me, right, in my perspective, the hardest thing about being a captain is not having the knowledge or not knowing the knowledge that you need to know. Okay, it's not like being a lieutenant, right? You look at it, I literally look at a second lieutenant and a first lieutenant as damn near the same thing. But when you look at a captain, I believe, right, and I could be very wrong, is the rank you hold the longest as an officer. And you can be pre-command and you can be post-command. And the difference in knowledge gap, oh my gosh, like it's astronomical, especially for me, because I've never been an XO. Oh my gosh, this sun is like killing me right now. I've never been an XO in a company, so there's like a huge gap of knowledge that I don't know. But yeah. I believe that the hardest thing is basically the knowledge. 'Cause I'm sitting here in my battalion, and I remember listening to my BC and my and the big three, right? Because I'm the baby three, so you got the adult three, and he's a major, and the BC's obviously is a lieutenant colonel, and they're talking, and they say a couple words, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? Is it something I would know if I had more experience or if I have more knowledge? Because in the military, there are certain things you know because of experience, right? And there are certain things you know because of jobs, right? Like there are certain things you just will not miss if you've just spent enough time in the military, right? Say, for example, you could even say a training meeting, right? You don't need a specific job to know that, but if you've been in the military long enough, then you'll know how a training meeting is supposed to run and how a training meeting goes. Well, then let's say there's certain specific, you need like a, what's another thing that you could get only from a job? Maybe, I don't want to say that, but there are certain things you can only learn from holding specific jobs, right? And not knowing how certain things function without holding. Okay, so you got this thing called you've got an S4 and an S3. Those are two jobs that typically are held by logistics officers. And if you've never been in the S4, you will never know certain things that go on in the S4. Like I've never been in the S4, so there are certain things you can say and you can do that I will never know because I've never been in the S4 to experience like how certain things run, right? Like flipples, I've never been in the S4, so I don't really know the full cycle and how flipples go. And there are certain things, like I was saying, like the knowledge gap for certain jobs, right? But this is like just being a captain, just knowledge in general. Because once you're a post-command captain, you typically have more years and more jobs fulfilled. Right? When you're a post-command captain, you're probably your first job after command, whereas a pre-command captain is maybe your first job out of the CCC. And then some captains even have had command prior to CCC, but I don't really know how that works. But anyway, that is what I'm saying. I think that knowledge is the biggest thing. And that's the hardest thing about being a captain, is just not knowing what you need to know. you can read all the FMs, all the ATPs, all the manuals, but sometimes unless you're actually in the job, I don't know if anybody's else, and this is just my perspective, right? And I could be very wrong, but unless you're actually sitting in that job, sitting in that position, then you don't really know what you need to know and what you don't know, and just and you don't even know the questions to ask, you know, like I'm sitting in a job now and I'm sure there are tons of things I should know, but I don't even know the questions to ask to kind of like know, if that makes any sense. And you know, I'm not, you know, I'm a good captain. Where I'm operating at right now, I don't know, and it's probably a little too early to see because I'm not even 3 months into the job. 4 months into Korea, but not 3 months into the job, which is kind of hard to explain, but it's another story. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you guys can drop them off in the bottom. Social media is in the bottom. And like I always say at the end of all my videos, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but it's not but nothing ever grows there. Y'all take it easy. Peace.